right-hand side with the Pittsburgh water stairs. Now, looking close, you can see the water stairs aren't only fun to look at. One of the newer art installations here in town. They're a fun way to cool off on a warm day like today. Now, the water coming down those stairs does come from the Allegheny River, running approximately 60 degrees year-round, regardless of the air temperature surrounding it. So when I say cool off, I do mean cool indeed. Now, not to worry, those steps aren't slippy, as we say here in Western PA. They have a non-slick surface allowing you safe passage from the top to bottom. We're currently going under the former Bridge to Nowhere. Nowadays, it's known as the Fort Duquesne Bridge, named after the fort that once occupied the Point State Park property prior to Fort Pitt itself. Now, don't worry, you haven't had too many IC lights or Yinglings. You're not seeing double. This is a direct sister bridge to the Fort Pitt Bridge and is identical in all ways except for its size. It's much smaller in reference to the fact that Fort Duquesne was much smaller than Fort Pitt. Continuing off the right, you'll see the People's Building. People's Natural Gas and Energy is one of the largest providers here in Western Pennsylvania. In front of that, the Vietnam Veterans Monument, designed to look like an overturned flower, more specifically a lotus blossom, a Vietnamese symbol of peace. Looking closer, you can see several brass depictions of men and women returning home from the Vietnam War to their friends and families. Directly to the left of the People's Building, you can see a large American flag. Follow it all the way down to the bottom for our World War II Veterans Memorial. It has many of the names of the men and women from Pittsburgh and surrounding areas who served displayed upon it. Now, Andy Warhol may not have been proud of his Pittsburgh lineage in his time, but we like to think if he visited today, he might change his mind. After all, we have a thriving artistic community featuring thousands of museums, art spaces, and libraries. After all, Pittsburgh has been voted second only to New York City, New York, in the amount of live performance venues within our city limits. One of the more interesting is off to our right currently in the form of Stage AE. Stage AE has both outdoor and indoor concert venues, allowing you to see a very different concert each time you attend, depending on the time of year and the size of the show. In front of that, in the large grassy area, you'll see a light-up yellow clock, the first physical sign of the NFL draft set to take place next year. This clock is counting down the weeks, months, hours, and days till the beginning of that event. Now, this official gift from the NFL will stay on the property afterwards, leaving many locals to speculate exactly what it will count down to next. Many of them believing it'll be one of our beloved sporting events and sporting seasons. Now, speaking of beloved Pittsburgh sporting traditions, take a look off your right-hand side for a large stadium dominating the horizon. It's full of thousands of yellow seats, making up the home to our six-time Super Bowl champs, the Pittsburgh Steelers. We call it Acrisure Stadium. At least some of us do. Pittsburgh is notoriously stubborn when it comes to the changing of names. In fact, we called Star Lake Amphitheater Star Lake until Star Lake was Star Lake again. And most Pittsburgh driving instructions will start with, yeah, you're going to go down there and turn left where John Gold used to be. That Giant Eagle hasn't been there in about 20 years, so you won't be surprised that many still refer to this simply as Heinz Field. Whether you call it Heinz or Acrisure, it's a great place to see a football game. And I don't just mean the Pittsburgh Steelers, as many of our local universities play here as well. In fact, the football attendance record for Acrisure does not belong to the Pittsburgh Steelers, but rather the University of Pitt, facing off against the West Virginia Mountaineers in one of our famous backyard brawls. However, the true record for Acrisure has nothing to do with football at all. It actually belongs to the recently engaged Ms. Taylor Swift, bringing her Eras tour across the United States and packing Acrisure ology. With admission to the Science Center, you can come aboard experiencing exactly what it would have been like to be in the warmed and cramped spaces, spending weeks if not months at a time underwater. It is rumored that this vessel holds the longest underwater training mission record. However, those claims have not been able to be officially substantiated. Now, it is rumored that the individuals on board would have gotten one shower a week utilizing salt water, except for the chef, who could shower daily using fresh. The vessel is known as the USS Requin, French for shark, oddly fitting this summer as we mark the 50th anniversary of the release of the popular motion picture film Jaws. Now, what does that have to do with Pittsburgh? Not much, but we are currently on the Ohio River, famous to shark sightings. While not here in Pittsburgh, at the other end where it meets the mighty Mississippi, many individuals have said they've seen fins belonging to notoriously aggressive and adventurous bull sharks. They're known to swim through hundreds of miles of water in search of prey, so keep your eye on the horizon, and if you see a fin,